You say you're alone, and suddenly the world feels quiet, too quiet. No one calling, no one texting, no one checking in. You look around and it hits you, it's just you, and that's when the panic creeps in. The discomfort, the urge to escape, distract, scroll, run, but stop. Don't run from it. Lean into it. Because this silence, this solitude, it isn't weakness, it's truth. When you're alone, there's no applause. No audience, no eyes watching you, no one to impress, no one to blame. There's only you and the brutal, unfiltered reality of who you are. That's where the truth shows up. You can lie to the world. You can fake it with your friends. But when the lights are off and it's just you, there's no place to hide. And that's not something to fear. That's a gift. Because now, for the first time, you see the real battlefield. The battlefield within. The war in your mind, the doubts, the weaknesses, the fear you've been covering up with noise and distraction. And guess what? That's where warriors are made, not in the gym, not on a stage, not in the crowd. Warriors are forged alone, when no one's watching and you've got every reason to quit, and you don't. Most people will never understand this. They think alone means broken. They think silence means failure. But you're different. You're waking up. You're starting to realize that alone is not empty. It's clean, pure, focused. It strips away the nonsense and leaves only what matters: action, discipline, effort. So what do you do when you're alone? You build, you train, you learn, you reflect. You tear down the excuses and replace them with work. You write your own code, your own mission, and you follow it. You look in the mirror, and instead of asking for a savior, you become one for yourself. Because if you can conquer the silence, you can conquer anything. If you can stay steady when the world goes quiet, you become unstoppable when the noise returns. You don't need validation. You don't need comfort. You don't need a crowd. You just need a reason, a purpose, a mission, and you chase it with ruthless consistency. Alone is where you train for the fight. Alone is where you get your mind right. Alone is where you decide who you're going to become. And if you're willing to face that, to stand in the silence, eyes open, no fear, then you're already ahead of 99% of the world. Because most people can't even be in a room alone with their thoughts, but you. You're not most people. You're something else. You're becoming loneliness, that feeling creeping into your chest at night, the silence that feels heavy, the absence of voices, of connection, of someone to lean on. It feels like punishment, like a sentence you didn't ask for. But let's get one thing straight. Loneliness is not a life sentence. It's a signal, a call, a message from the universe, from your soul, telling you something is missing, something is shifting. And that signal is not there to crush you. It's there to wake you up. This is the moment most people fall. They confuse loneliness with being worthless. They think being alone means they've failed, that they're not wanted, not needed. But that's wrong, completely wrong. Loneliness is a moment, not a permanent label. It's an indicator that it's time to recalibrate, to look at where you are and where you're going. It's not a dead end. It's a turn in the road. You can either treat that signal like a warning light and fix what's off, or you can ignore it and break down. That's the truth. Most run. They drown it out with distractions. Music, scrolling, fake smiles, fake friends. They numb the pain instead of decoding the message. But you don't do that. You face it. You listen to the discomfort. You learn from it. Because loneliness teaches. It shows you who you are without anyone clapping for you. It shows you what you truly believe when there's no one to impress. It sharpens your edge. It forces growth. It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to mold you. You strip away dependency. You stop looking for someone to tell you you're enough, and you start telling yourself the truth. You've been enough all along. If you feel lonely, good. It means you're still human. It means your soul is alert, not numb. It means you're alive enough to know something has to change. That's a signal you can use, build, evolve, strengthen, start investing in yourself, learn something. Train hard, get sharper, set a mission, build a path so solid that even in the loneliest hours you are unshakable. You're not meant to be dependent on anyone for your identity. Not friends, not followers, not even family. You're meant to walk your own path, lead your own life, and sometimes that path gets quiet. Sometimes you walk it alone, but that doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're building direction, purpose. Focus, so feel it, don't deny it, then use it. Every moment of loneliness is an opportunity to rise, not to beg for attention, but to train in the shadows, to become the kind of person who doesn't fear being alone, because they've turned solitude into strength. Loneliness isn't your enemy, it's your wake-up call. Answer it. You look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. You feel tired, fractured, uncertain. You've been through battles. Some you lost, some you barely survived. And now you feel like something's wrong with you, like you're broken. But let me tell you something, and listen closely. You are not broken, you're becoming. This isn't the end of you, this is the middle. This is the part where the real work begins. Pain doesn't mean you're broken. Scars don't mean weakness. It means you've been in the fight. It means life didn't spare you, and you're still here, standing, breathing, thinking. That doesn't make you broken, that makes you forged. No warrior comes out of the fire untouched. They come out changed, tempered, sharpened. So stop telling yourself that you're damaged goods, that you're not good enough, that you've lost your value. You haven't. You're gaining power quietly, patiently. The world likes to rush healing. Put a bandage over a bullet wound, smile through the pain. Move on fast, but real strength takes time. Real transformation is messy, ugly, lonely. It looks like failure to the outside world, but inside it's construction. You're not falling apart, you're being rebuilt. And every tear, every dark hour, every setback, it's laying the bricks of your new foundation. One that doesn't shake under pressure. You want to rise, then accept the process. You want to lead, then own your scars. That's what makes you real. That's what makes you unstoppable. The pain you feel now, it's part of your design. It's what burns away the weakness. It's what reveals your resilience. Don't run from it. Don't numb it, face it, grind through it. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to evolve. This isn't about pretending you're okay. This is about understanding that becoming unbreakable means first being uncomfortable. It means facing the wreckage and deciding to build again, not the same version of you, a stronger one that knows how to endure, one that knows how to fight back, one that doesn't need applause because they're driven by mission, not validation. The reason it hurts is because you care, because you know deep down that there's more in you, and there is, but that version of you doesn't come easy. It doesn't come with comfort. It comes with sweat, with silence, with sacrifice. It comes when you stop asking why me and start saying try me. You are not broken. You're in the process of becoming something rare, something real, something that can't be shaken. Don't you dare quit now. Don't you dare believe the lie that you're finished. You've just started, and what you build next will be your answer to every doubt you've ever had. Keep going. You're becoming. You sit there waiting, hoping, thinking someone will notice, that someone will hear the pain in your voice or the silence in your life, that someone will step in, pick you up, fix it all. But no one's coming. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And that's not something to cry over. That's something to wake up to, because the moment you stop waiting is the moment you start leading. There's no rescue party, no mentor with all the answers, no hand reaching out from the clouds to pull you to safety. That's not how life works. Life hits, it grinds, and if you're lucky, it teaches you this one brutal truth early. No one is responsible for your progress except you. And once you understand that, you stop begging for help, and you start becoming the help for yourself. The world won't slow down for your struggles. It doesn't pause because you're tired or overwhelmed. So what do? You stand up anyway, you move anyway, you lead anyway, because leadership isn't about position, it's about decision. The decision to take ownership of your situation, to take control when everything feels out of control. That's where leadership is born. Leadership starts when the excuses end, when you stop pointing fingers and start pointing forward, when you say, I've got this, even when you don't know how, even when it's messy, even when you're scared. That's what separates warriors from victims, not power, not talent, just the will to step up when others stand still. Look at history, look at legends. They didn't become great because they had support. They became great because they moved when no one else would. They carried the weight, they faced the fire, alone, and through that, they became the kind of people others follow, not because they were chosen, but because they chose themselves first. You've been through enough to know this truth by now. Life doesn't hand out victories. You have to earn every inch. And the moment you accept that no one's coming is the moment your mindset changes. You stop waiting for the right time. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for motivation. You start acting. You lead, and leadership, it's not flashy, it's not comfortable. It's doing what's necessary when no one's watching. It's discipline when no one's checking. It's pushing forward when every part of you says quit. That's how you lead. That's how you become unshakable. So stop scanning the horizon. Stop hoping someone saves you. Save yourself. Decide today that you will not be a passenger in your own life. Take the wheel, own the journey, and lead with everything you've got, because no one is coming, and that's the best news you'll ever hear. The silence you're feeling right now, it's not a curse, it's not emptiness, it's power. Untapped, uncomfortable power, but only if you use it. Most people run from silence. They fill it with noise, with distraction, with anything to avoid facing themselves. But not you, not anymore. You don't drown out the silence. You train in it. You grow in it. You make it your weapon. Silence strips everything away. It exposes the truth, the lies you've told yourself, the comfort you've relied on, the excuses you've repeated so often you started believing them. When the noise is gone, the mask comes off. That's when the real work begins. The silence doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't care how you feel. It shows you who you really are and what you still need to become. So stop fearing the quiet. Sit in it. Feel the discomfort of it. Let it burn. Let it show you the gaps in your discipline. Let it highlight the distance between where you are and where you need to be. And then use that pain as fuel. Use the silence to plan, to reflect, to sharpen your vision. While the world sleeps, you study. While the world scrolls, you sweat. While others avoid their thoughts, you confront yours head on. The silence is where you become dangerous. It's where focus is born. It's where clarity lives. Without the distractions, your mission becomes louder. Your purpose starts to take shape. You see your weaknesses without judgment, and you choose to work on them, quietly, brutally, with zero validation, because this path doesn't need applause, it needs commitment. People say they want peace, but when they get silence, they panic. That's because peace isn't just a lack of noise. It's the ability to stay grounded when it's just you and your thoughts. When you stop running and start listening, not to the world, not to the crowd, but to that inner voice, the one that's been drowned out for too long. That voice will challenge you. It'll call you out. It'll ask, what are you doing with your time? Why are you still making excuses? When will you stop waiting and start doing? And if you're ready, you'll answer not with words, but with action. Use the silence to become so focused, so unshakable, that the chaos around you can't touch your discipline. Let the silence become your edge. While others crumble in the quiet, you thrive in it. While others lose their way, you find yours. No music, no cheering, no spotlight, just you and the work. That's where strength is forged. That's where warriors are built, not in noise, not in crowds, but in silence. Gold, pure and real. Use the silence or let it break you. The choice is yours. Solitude isn't punishment, it's power. The kind of power most people will never understand because they're addicted to noise. Constant connection, constant validation. They need to be around people to feel alive. They need to be seen to feel like they matter. But warriors, real warriors, they know better. They know that solitude isn't something to run from. It's something to run to, because solitude builds focus. When you're alone, distractions fall away, the world goes quiet. There are no opinions echoing in your head, no external expectations pulling you off course. It's just you and your mission, and that's when things get real. Because in solitude, you can finally hear the voice that matters, your own. Not the voice of doubt, not the voice of weakness, but the voice that says, this is who I am. This is what I need to do. You want to build something great. You want to master your craft, sharpen your discipline, destroy your limitations. Then you need focus. And focus isn't built in the middle of chaos. It's built in silence. It's forged in hours of work that no one sees. It's the result of locking yourself away from the world and pouring everything you have into what matters. No shortcuts, no applause, just obsession. Solitude gives you clarity. It removes the clutter. You see things for what they are. You see people for who they really are. You see your life, your habits, your routines, your choices, with brutal honesty, and once you see it, you can fix it, you can refine it. You can burn off everything that doesn't serve your purpose, but solitude isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. It tests your resolve. It tempts you to quit, to go back to comfort, to pick up the phone, to scroll through distractions, to let your focus scatter into 1,000 pieces. And that's exactly why solitude is the proving ground. That's where the fight is, not with the world, with yourself. And if you win there, you win everywhere else. Most people can't focus because they've never been alone long enough to think. They've never sat in silence and faced their own thoughts. But you're not most people. You don't need the noise. You don't need the crowd. You need results. And those come from focus. Sharp, relentless, undistracted focus. The kind that solitude builds. The kind that separates leaders from followers, warriors from talkers, legends from the rest. So step back, not to run, not to hide, but to sharpen your mind, to lock onto your target with brutal precision. To train, to build, to execute. The world will still be there when you return. But when you do, you'll be stronger, faster, clearer, and ready to dominate. Solitude builds focus, and focus builds everything else. Pain, you hate it, you avoid it, you curse it. But the truth is, pain is not your enemy. It's your blueprint. Every scar, every failure, every setback you've endured, it's not random. It's not meaningless. It's the foundation of who you're becoming. You want strength, you want power, you want clarity. Then you'd better start respecting pain, because pain teaches what comfort never could. Comfort lets you drift. Comfort tells you you're fine. Pain tells you the truth. It shows you your weaknesses. It exposes your lies. It strips away the fake confidence and shows you where the real work needs to be done. Most people run from that. They hide behind distractions, excuses, fake smiles, but not you. You're starting to understand that every ounce of growth is paid for in pain. Look back at your life, the times you changed, the times you leveled up, the times you grew. Were they easy? No. They were messy, they were hard, they were lonely. That's the price of transformation and pain. Pain is the instructor. It doesn't coddle you. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your potential. It pushes you past the breaking point, because that's where real strength begins. When the pain hits, you have two options. You can fold or you can build. You can cry about it or you can use it. The world doesn't need more victims. It needs builders. And if you're going through pain right now, good. That means you're being handed the blueprints, the plan, the map for your next move. The pressure is pointing out what needs to be changed, fixed, improved. That's not failure, that's feedback. Your body hurts from the gym. That's your blueprint for strength. Your heart aches from betrayal. That's your blueprint for boundaries. Your mind is tired from pushing forward. That's your blueprint for resilience. The pain isn't the end, it's the beginning. The signal that something deeper is happening. That you're not just surviving anymore. You're becoming. Most people waste their pain, they bury it, they medicate it, they blame others for it. You don't have time for that. You're here to evolve, you're here to lead. So you mine the pain, you extract the lesson, you build with it. Every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt, every tear you thought would break you. You take it and forge it into discipline, focus, fire. And you don't need anyone to see it. You don't need applause, because you know this. Everything you're building in the dark will show up in the light, and when it does, it won't be luck. It won't be a miracle. It'll be proof that you followed the blueprint, the one pain handed you when the rest of the world looked away. Respect the pain, study it, then use it, because pain is the blueprint, and you're the builder. Think back to that moment when you were at your lowest, lost, confused, hurt, waiting for someone, anyone to show up, to guide you, to pull you out of the chaos, but no one came. The truth is, you didn't need a savior. You needed strength. You needed someone who had walked through fire and come out harder, someone who didn't flinch in the face of adversity. That someone is who you need to become right now. You needed a voice that didn't pity you, but pushed you. You needed an example, someone who didn't fold under pressure, someone who got up when the world said stay down, someone who didn't make excuses but made moves. That person didn't exist back then, so what? Become them now. Become the person you needed when you were breaking. That doesn't mean pretending to be perfect. That means becoming real, solid, grounded. It means taking the pain, the confusion, the disappointment, and building something with it. Turn that trauma into drive. Turn that silence into focus. Take every tear, every scar, and forge it into armor. The kind that doesn't just protect, but inspires. Be the one who doesn't quit. Be the one who walks into the storm, not away from it. Be the one that younger version of you could have looked up to and said, that's who I want to be. Not the strongest, not the loudest, but the most consistent, the most disciplined, the most dangerous, not because of hate, but because of purpose. You needed someone to believe in you, Then start by believing in yourself. Prove to yourself every single day that you are worthy of the life you dream about. Show up, do the work, lead not by words but by action. People don't follow speeches, they follow effort, they follow example. Be that example. You needed someone who didn't run from fear, someone who wasn't afraid to fail, someone who took hits and kept going. Well, it's your turn. Take the wheel, become the blueprint, set the standard, not just for others, for yourself, so that when the next version of you stumbles, they've got someone to look to, someone who's already walked the path and turned it into power. Becoming the person you needed is not about the past, it's about legacy. It's about refusing to stay broken. It's about refusing to let the pain go to waste. It's about choosing to rise and carry more than just your own weight. Because now others are watching, the next version of you, the next generation, and they're waiting to see what you'll do with the chaos that tried to destroy you. So rise, don't wait for inspiration. Be it, don't wait for permission, take it. Don't hope someone shows up for you. Show up for yourself. Stand tall, move forward, lead, and every time you're tempted to fold, remember who you once were, and become the person that version of you desperately needed. You owe them that, and more.